All right, team. Saturday morning, dark dawn. Rockstar party Saturday so far. We got once a week pickups. Got another pretty good sized pile. Got some motors. I think most of that's aluminum, so it should be a good day. But our plan will be the same as last week. We're going to wait. We're going to take the fat break, wait for long haul, and me and him will scrap that down together. We also got, actually, let me grab my magnet. But I broke it for a second there. We also got this aluminum. That and that long pipe and these short guys here. I mean, that's like a 6-footer there. Not sure what they were doing with this stuff. Anyway, we picked up the aluminum pipe. This is from a Holloway. And that box underneath from a Holloway. It was windy yesterday. I think the box blew off the trailer. And I'm guessing that towel maybe blew out of the box as well. Anyway, how about I update you later? We're going to do the big fat break. We'll get out here and we'll start doing some stuff, and then we'll film some more then. All right, team. Sunday afternoon. We got our stereo put in last week after the video ended. Seems to work just fine. It does do military time. I'm not sure how to turn it off.
A lot of time before they're sent to collections or they affect your credit.
And there's no sense of urgency. You have to pay this now.
Well, we got this one because it's got the speakers built in. And I don't know if you follow along all the time. The door speakers are no good. I took them out and threw them away. So I would have had to get new door speakers and rewired them, etc., etc., etc. So this is what we went with. For the brackets, I made just little L brackets. What, like that? To bolt to the surround that this deck slides into. But it was easier just to make a big U bracket that went from here over, back, and then across the back of the deck, came up to the front again, and then went over again. And so I screwed it into the front, and then it just goes around the whole deck and comes back up. And that seems to be working really good because my trim overlays the deck. So we'll never be able to slide the deck out without taking this trim off again. So it didn't seem to matter what way I hooked it in. I'm like, I might as well just hook it in that way. Right now we're waiting for this to warm up because I need to go hook to the trailer. I think we're good to go. I'm going to go over there now. All right, team, we got the Jeep over here hooked to the trailer. We're going to work on the lights. Last week when the video was over, we got the white trailer in here. We replaced the taillights. We bent the axle. And we snugged up the bearing nuts. So the wheels weren't like, floppy, 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 floppy. And after I did the trailer lights, I took it out and hooked it to the Jeep in the yard, and that light wasn't flashing, but now it's flashing. So I'm guessing I just had a poor connection up here in the plug. Because now that I've plugged it in again, it works. But I did notice, see how that light's all clear? And that light's like cloudy. I think what happened was when this was broken, There's a hole there. We put a piece of plastic. That's a CD case. We cut a piece of CD case, glued it over the top of the hole in the plastic. But I think why it was a hole, I mean, you can almost see the outline of a wasp nest in there. So I think what we're going to do is, while we got it in here, we're going to pull the tail light off, take the bulb out, and then just take a screwdriver or something and work the wasp nest around and suck it out with a vacuum. If you understand what I'm saying, maybe I could film that when we get to that. The axle. If you recall, we had a camber problem because the axle was bent and because the bearings weren't tight. See how the tire wore on the inside really, really bad there? That's because the tire, both tires were kind of like this. So they were wearing funny because they were angled. They were cambered. I don't know if that's cambered out or cambered in. Probably out, huh? I don't remember. Anyway, we bent the axle and got him standing more straight up and down now, because the axle was bent the other way. Let me, I don't know if you can really see that. I'm sure it depends how I'm holding the phone. But it's more straight up and down now. See how the inside of the tire is not even touching the ground because it's all worn off on the inside? This one I think might be a little overdone. Oh, maybe it's pretty straight. It's hard to say because that one, the inside was wearing too, because it was also cambered. Now they're standing more straight up and down. The axle is now bowed up. Before it was bowed down. It was like sway back. And it was sway back, I want to say about that much the other direction. But what we did was we took our floor jack, put it under the center, and then stuck this board on the saddle. Maybe 14 inches of board. I think it's longer than a foot, but we stuck it on the saddle of the jack, got the whole thing in the air. And then we had some big guy jump up and down in there and bend it the other way. Real scientific. But I think that's what we're going to go with because I like the way it looks. I haven't towed it yet, but I really like the way, you know, the tires are kissing the ground. And the only thing is it seems to ride a little higher now. I don't know how noticeably higher, but it just feels higher when you go to step up in it. Let me get up off the floor here. All right, yesterday, Saturday, me and Long Haul did the scrap down, and we did get quite a bit of aluminum. That tote was completely empty when we started. I don't know. Oh, it's probably 60 to 80 pounds, somewhere in there. And if you couldn't see this in the dark, that's our aluminum pipe. And that 6-foot piece, I can't see my phone screen real well. This piece. Pajama pants. Anyway, we'll get that untarped, we'll tuck our aluminum under it, and then we'll tarp it back up. And we'll do the tail light. Not these tail lights, but that turn signal tail light. The only thing I don't really like about these so far is it's not that dramatic difference between running light and blinking or brake light. That's just not a very dramatic difference to me. I suppose that's okay, but I get concerned if the lights or running lights are on, you step on the brakes, it's not, you know, someone behind you may not notice that. But it's legal, right? Right. All right. So we'll get working on the tail light, I suppose, or the blinker light. All right, team. Quick 10mm socket. It's got a bolt up here, there, and one on the bottom. Anyway, we got it off. I pulled out the blinker bulb. I took the bulb out because the bulb was filthy from when it had a hole in it. But yeah, that's exactly what happened. So we're going to take some needle nose pliers or a screwdriver or whatever. And I think it'll break off of there, no problem. It's getting it through this hole and pulling it out. We're probably going to have to tear it up in pieces. But that should make a difference. Anyway, we'll work on that. All right, team. We used the needle nose pliers to try and pull it out. It just ended up ripping into a bunch of little pieces. And then we took the shop vac and vacuumed out the stuff, the dust or whatever that was left. Cleaned the bulb off because it had road grime on it from when it did have a hole in it. And now it looks good. I'm really happy with that. It looks more like a blinker. Anyway, I'm not sure what's next on the list. We still got to put it back on for real. It's just held on with one bolt right now. All right, team. Sunday afternoon. We got the Jeep and trailer out of here. We got everything worked on. I think we wanted to get done today. If we didn't, there's a lot of Sunday left for me. We did vacuum. I don't know if you can tell. I mean, it doesn't look as furry, but when we vacuum, a lot of stuff like this gets knocked loose and starts flying around. And then it settles eventually and it never gets picked up by the machine. I think that's it, team. We've got the axle bent, we got the wheels tightened up, we got the tail lights on and working. I don't remember what else is on that list. We got the Jeep blinker light fixed, which I didn't even know we needed to do till we started messing with the trailer lights. Jeep radio's in. Still got a bunch of stuff on the to-do list that's not rental maintenance. But, I mean, I don't know if you can tell by the sunshine, rental maintenance is coming. I did rake up some sticks around here and throw them in the trash because it was like windy for 24 hours. Like 24 hours of 30-degree wind. 30 mile an hour wind. Anyway, I think that's it. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. We'll see you next week, team.